Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about the map and set models. Let's start first talking about the definition of these models. In the case of the map, a map is a data structure that stores a collection of key value pairs. Each key is associated with a value, and values are retrieved through the keys. Some examples of this model can be found in a phone book, for example, where we can give a name and then retrieve the phone number, or a dictionary where we can give a word and then obtain the definition. On the other hand, we have the sets. Sets are structures that don't allow duplicate values. The order in these sets is not important, and it supports classic set operations such as the intersection, the union, and the difference. Let's see how we can use these models in Python. In Python, the map model is represented by the dictionaries. Dictionaries are unordered collections of unique pairs key value. The basic operations over this structure are retrieving, adding, or modifying the value given the key, deleting entries using the key, and checking if an element is part of the dictionary. Let's see an example in Python code. We have here a phone book that is implemented using a dictionary. In this case, we have as keys the person's name and as the values the phone numbers. We can retrieve a particular number using the proper key, in this case with the brackets. We can update an entry of the dictionary using the key, providing a new value, or we can include a new entry using a key that is not present in the dictionary. We can remove entries, and we can check if an entry is in the dictionary. Underneath, you have the output of this code. On the other hand, we have the set models implemented in Python using sets. Sets are unordered collections of unique values. And the basic operations here are adding and deleting values, checking if an element is part of the set, and the aforementioned set operations, the intersection, the union, the difference, and so on. It's important to remark that this does not allow duplicate values, and the order here is not relevant. Let's see an example of using sets in Python. Here we have a set of countries, Spain, France, and Italy. We can add a new entry, in this case Germany, but if we try to add a new entry that is repeated, this does nothing, because again, this structure is not allowing duplicates. We can remove entries, and we can check if an entry, a value, is in the set. And if you have the output of this code. So now we have seen that these models are already implemented in Python, but in this unit, our main goal is to answering the following question. How could we implement dictionaries in Python if they didn't exist? We can use what is called the hash table to provide an efficient solution to this problem. In fact, the most popular Python interpreters, such as CPython and PyPy, use hash tables to implement dictionaries. But we can implement this map using a simple structure, right? Yes, we can think of a naive implementation using a list of pairs, pairs key value, in this case using the example of the phone book. We have pairs that contain the name and the phone number. We can search for a particular key, and this results in a for loop that will find if the key is in the dictionary and then retrieve the value. The cost of retrieving a value in this structure is linear with the size of the list. Thanks to the hash table structure, this cost can be reduced, and we will see how later on this unit. We will see, in fact, that in average, these operations will be constant, and this is what we call amortized cost, that we will study along this unit. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.